We also heard from someone named Rob. Rob's encounter with EA was seemingly arbitrary. Banning process makes less sense. His account was suspended for having posted a commercial. What he had, in fact, posted was a link to his non-commercial blog, to a guide to network troubleshooting recently updated for helping gamers to get connected to Battlefield 3, a link that had been repeatedly posted to the same forums for a couple of years, and better yet, has actually been linked by EA's support themselves. The link, says Rob, is mentioned on their own corporate support site and FAQ. He too found that the live chat support was absolutely pointless and useless, and with those replying unable to deviate from a script that endlessly, uselessly loops. This led to his being banned from his gaming account for 72 hours, as well as a permanent strike on EA's 3 strike system, something it's not possible for him to dispute. Then we heard from James, whose tale is even more extraordinary. He has been permanently banned for using the word e-peen. For those unfamiliar, this is a short term for electronic penis, and tends to suggest someone who is egotistically willy-waving. However, he did not even introduce the word. It was in a reply to someone else who said it, and responded, back to the e-peen talk. He was originally told this ban would be 72 hours, but on Saturday received an email informing him that it was now a permanent ban from his Origin account, with no further explanation given. It was added that the matter was now closed, and as ever, EA's live chat and customer support are refusing to help him in any way, shape, or form. He's also been told that his Battlefield 3 characters, levels, items, etc. will be deleted. To top it all off, James explains that he was polite and courteous to the EA live chat person who had pointed him towards the email form to request further help. He filled this in, again politely, and then the next day received an email response saying, "Please note that your account email has been permanently terminated from the Electronic Arts Online service for violating the terms of services. The account will no longer be accessible in any way, and all property, items, and characters associated currently are or will be deleted."
Damn, I never heard snobbiness on that level before.
And in the field explaining why. "This action was necessary due to repeated nature of offense on the account. We regret having to take this final step." Not really. "But it's entirely necessary on the behalf of protecting the Electronic Arts Online community. The violation has already been discussed above, so further communication on this matter won't be entertained. We thank you for your understanding on all statutes within the terms of service, and they will be contractually applied to you as per the original agreement, especially the sections regarding terminated members of service." No such discussion had taken place. No such repeated offense had occurred, which makes the refusal to even discuss the ban somewhat problematic. Since he received the email, James has not been able to access any of his Origin gains online. So what's going on? We contacted EA last week, but have not had a response, let alone a statement on the matter. We've tried contacting some other people today, and will update if we receive a reply. And let's not forget the statement that EA gave back to Shaq back in 2008. Posting in the EA forums is enabled by the EA Nucleus account, but access to the forums and access to games are separate. Separate.
By separate, do they mean incompetent?
Possibly. This is going on for a while, so we're going to cut it here. And after these commercial messages, which by commercial messages I mean my imagination, we will return to the ongoing saga of EA Origin bans. This is a long one, people.
A very long one. Stick around.
Stick around and chew some bubble. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah,
That burp signifies the beginning of our recording.
That's
It's
Welcome to the beginning of the end.
We are still December 9th, 2011. This is Mystery Rage Theater. I'm ChazDragoon.
I'm KotatheLulzy.
And I'm welcoming you to the beginning of the end.
And I'm an AvalancheMouse for some reason.
Yep, and Darkrune, who was interrupted by Kota.
Someone get Kota a Professor Genki costume.
This is part.
Ethical!
This is the third recording. It's probably part 4 or something, because the last part was pretty damn long, I think, and I wasn't keeping track of time. But we're taking the second half of the EA bullshit that's happening to recap the EA saga of this round of this part of the show. Is EA has banned people on their forums for being idiots, and in some cases they have been banning them for no reason at all. Users have been banned for admittedly being stupid, saying bad things on the forums, and getting banned for it. But also instead of being banned from the forums, they also have been banned from playing any of their games. And in other cases, people have been banned for seemingly stupid reasons. Like, for one of them, a guy who made a online tech support FAQ of some sort for how to connect to Battlefield 3 posted a link to his blog, which has the technical support. This technical support thing was actually linked by EA themselves in their support forum, if anyone needed help on this kind of issue. This guy gets banned, and then he gets a permanent strike on his record. What the fuck?
Oh boy.
And furthermore, someone gets banned for 72 hours for saying the word "epeen," but he was not the first one to say it. It was someone else, and he said in response, quote, "And so the epeen again with the epeen talk," and he gets a 72-hour ban, and he can't play his games either. What makes all this even worse is that apparently, roughly 3 years ago, around March, EA had an interview with Shock Magazine or something, stating that forum bans are separate from game bans. So if you were banned in a forum, it should not affect your ability to play EA games. This problem has also been addressed by RockPaperShotgun to EA, and they said that it was an error and that they will fix it. This was 8 months ago. It has not been fixed, and it is getting worse, as we'll see in this.
Bogus on that.
Yep, and it's getting worse, as we will read in the next story, which happens as soon as things load here. Here we go. Which happens not 3 days after this story.
Huh.
So, EA unwillingly ban Hammer. EA responds. This was done on November 17th, 2011. For the last week, I've been sending quite a few emails to various people within EA, trying to get to the bottom of why gamers are receiving forum bans or finding they do not have access to their Origin online games. My goal is to get a clear understanding of their current policy on the matter, since the company's actions don't appear to match the statements made in 2008 and March of this year. On both occasions, they have made it clear that the forum ban should not affect access to games, and yet it's pretty damn obvious it's not the case. So what's going on? We're getting closer to understanding. While there's still no clear idea as to what their current policy actually is, EA have promised me that they are planning a policy update which will include more equitable rules, with a view of having the time fit the crime. A number of people have contacted us to say that the forum bans, both justified and mystifying, were locking them out of their online games, and their attempts to find out why from EA's customer support were met with silence, nonsense, and theoretical middle finger jabbing. Ignoring the question of legality of preventing access to the purchased products, something we're looking into. The confusion really lay in EA's previous assurances that they would not be doing this after the error in March, something that really doesn't seem to line up with the statement given to me today. John Reisberg of EA's corporate communications contacted me overnight with a statement. I'm breaking it into two halves. With every game and service EA offers, we take satisfaction in our customers very seriously. We discourage cheating and strive to maintain a high level of integrity in both our games and our forums. Therefore, when show... I totally did this in the wrong voice. Therefore, when someone violates our terms of service, we are forced to take actions that can include suspensions and other measures. We do not take those decisions lightly. However, the integrity of our services and satisfaction of our customers requires a clear set of rules.
Lovely
A clear
shotgun,
shit
by
of
the way.
rules.
The game is afoot. Obviously, the first half obfuscates the issue. This hasn't ever been an issue about those who cheat within the games, and clearly in violating EA's online gaming rule. Such actions will receive the stated consequences to online gaming. This is very much at the core of the issue here, a conflation of incorrect behavior on the forums, and the same in games. Let's have a quick aside to ensure absolute clarity about why this conflation is quite so inappropriate. If you play a game of Battlefield 3 online, you're going to hear swearing. Hell, if you play it offline, you're going to hear swearing in the game of the in-game characters. Battlefield 3 is a game in which there is swearing, cursing, bad language, and copious amounts of death. However you'd like to put it. The chances are you're going to hear some strong language as you play, and no one's getting banned for that. At least of all the NPCs of the single-player campaign.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? It's like I can just see it now. The voice actor for Sergeant whatever, goes on the forums and said, "Man, this is a really good game, don't you think?" Banned. Why was I banned? You said fuck during that scene in level 5.
But I was paid to do that.
We don't care. You violated TOS.
What? Bullshit! I'm calling
Let
my
me put it
lawyer.
this
You
way.
asses.
The Space Marines would be banned almost immediately.
Indeed.
No, they wouldn't be banned. Every single every single word they would say would just be bleeped out. And as soon as they open their mouth, they go. Beep.
Indeed. This is very much.
Replace their Vulcan cords with an air horn.
Anyways, continuing. Where did I leave off? However, say balls are EPing on the forum and you're getting banned, singly from the games as well, for one person for life. There's clearly no equivalence. It doesn't make sense for the two to be treated as the same, which oddly enough, it was EA's own opinion in the past. But back to that requirement for the clear set of rules. The statement continues. Take it away, Sean Connery. We've listened to our customers and are planning a policy update which will include more equitable rules on suspensions. We want to make sure that the time fits the crime. And as with all technology updates, these changes will take some time to implement. Meanwhile, we urge any user with a question about suspensions to our policies to please contact us at 866-543-5435 so we can address their specific situation while I make jabs at your mother. Trebek.
Well, I eat some jello pudding with it.
This is potentially great news. The time fitting the crime aspect is a little concerning. It's never been about the 72-hour period being too long or short, but perhaps more equitable rules will mean forum suspensions will no longer affect gaming? Question mark?